Good day. This is a book reflection on the Witness of Charity, Chapter 6. And similar to the previous videos, some of the ideas come from the book and some of the ideas come from myself as I read the book. Now, if I was to ask you, what does it mean to be charitable? Some people may say to be charitable means to make donations to various organizations and to volunteer one's time. Now, I would say that that's a good response, although that just scratches the surface of being charitable. As an example, every so often I go and donate plasma. Now, I actually have an app on my phone where I can make appointments to go and volunteer my time to donate. And I can also reschedule, or I can even cancel them according to my schedule if things are a little bit hectic or my particular appointment is a little bit inconvenient. Sometimes we can donate money to a organization that helps children on the other side of the world, and we can simply say, well, I love humanity. And yet the neighbor that lives next to you, you might not even know that person's name, or that person may be very grumpy. And so we recognize that charity is donating and volunteering, but it's also living in the moment. It's loving the people who are present to us in the day-to-day. And like the example of the Good Samaritan, is sometimes we are called to a charity when it's inconvenient for us. In our culture, we love to schedule things. We love to cross things off when we accomplish them. And we love to plug away at how I have planned my day. But our day doesn't always end up flowing very smoothly through the list that we have created. And so sometimes God is inviting us to be charitable in a time when it's not good for us. So it's really calling us to a deeper charity. But if we look at the parable of the Good Samaritan, we see that being charitable was a part of the Samaritan's lifestyle. In other words, it was ingrained into that Samaritan that I will do what I need to do according to what happens, not according to the plan that I set out. Now, sometimes we recognize that we can enable people in our charity, even in those inconvenient moments. We may have I'll give an example. This is an example. I have a friend, and my friend has a good job, but every so now and again, my friend says, "Oh, I can't pay my rent this month, or fully. Can you give me $100 so I can pay my rent fully?" And of course, I say to myself, well, I have to be charitable, so I give that money to my friend. But in that moment, what I may be called to is tough love. And because what is really happening is I am enabling my friend to do something that my friend is capable of doing. My friend has a job, as I mentioned, and he is capable of paying rent, but he just has to budget his money accordingly. And so me giving him money is not helping him in that. And so sometimes we're called to what's called tough love. And one of the friars I live with, he says, I believe in tough love. And so the other day I asked him, what does that mean for you? And he didn't give me a response. Although if I was going to give a response, I would say that tough love is empowering the person. Empowering the person to do the things that the person is capable of doing. And as we begin to do things we are capable of doing, we grow and do things that we're not capable of doing. In other words, we grow as a human being. We grow in love. We grow in love that we give to others. Now, sometimes we might think to ourselves, okay, I donate money all over the world. I donate money locally. I volunteer my time to different organizations. Like the Good Samaritan, I'm always the one that people call upon to help them out, and a lot of times it's inconvenient for myself. Therefore, because of all these things, all of this charity I do, I'm going to receive heaven. Now, there's a couple problems with that statement. The first statement is we're neglecting the death and resurrection of Jesus, which is really how we receive eternal life. That is to say, a life with God. And also we're thinking that our good works are of equal value to living with God forever in heaven. Think about it. Living with God forever in heaven. Is anything that good that we can do, even collectively as a human race, that could add up to even one of us living with God forever in heaven? No. And so we have to accept it as gift. And even if we draw from John 3:16, it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whoever believes in him will not perish but have eternal life." We have to believe and we have to trust that our God will give us eternal life. But we recognize that Jesus is and was an image of that Good Samaritan who will always go out of his way to help us, but also to love us with that unselfish, unconditional, selfless agape love. And so as we continue to read this book, may we grow in love. May we continue to love our neighbor, even the ones that are little on the cranky side.